It's Thursday, and you're listening to Nichols Live, and I am Larry Nichols. Today, I have Chad King going to call in, and several people got the video. And those of you that got the video, if you'd like to call in, the call-in number is 501-499-6022. 501-499-6022, and share with the audience what you thought of it. And it's up to you what you think. You don't have to make any comment based off of me. Now, let me say also, if you want to text a message to me or a question, hold on. The text number is 440-897-0611. That is 440-897-0611. I got this message. Please text the phone in line. Let me get that number. Somebody's having trouble with their Wi-Fi. Are you ready? The listen in line number. Oh, wait a minute. I think they wanted me to text this to them. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, folks. I got to text it to them. It didn't make sense to call them. Let me do it. I'm not capable of doing two things at once. So forgive me for wasting your time, but I got to do it. Now, just 1 second. All right, sent that. So I've done that little job. I think I did that job, hopefully. We've got 7,714 listening live right now on the listen in line only. On the listen in line only. So if you're out there, Chad, if you're out there, go ahead and call in, son, if you can. Now, what you got, Alden? Yeah, Alden wants me to talk about what happened last night at the DNC until Chad calls in. Let me tell you about the DNC last night. Star-studded. Apparently it was Joe Biden. I didn't get to hear it, but it was Joe Biden. It was Barack Hussein Obama. And folks, I'm going to tell you, it was lies. It was all lies. Now, from the clips I've heard of Obama's speech, I've heard a replay of it, or a good part of the replay. He said something in it that should scare everybody. You know, this is an election about change. People have finally had it. They're done. Well, Obama actually said that Hillary, he listed these accomplishments, which you and I would probably challenge as accomplishments, period, as accomplishments. But he said Hillary was like Ginger Rogers with Fred Astaire. She was with him every step of the way. Everything he did, she was right there. And he said, however, she did it backwards and in high heels. Guys, I don't think that's a message I would want to put out today. Not in the atmosphere that's out there. Now, I did find out today that apparently, are y'all sitting down? If you don't think we have a chance of winning, you better hear this. Hold on, checking the messages. Hold on. Let me do this. Michael sent 50. My God, Michael, thank you. Grant sent 20. Grant, thank you. Brenda, 25. Thank you, Brenda. And Lauren, 20. Thank y'all so much. I mean it. Thanks so much. Did you hear? The DNC on their webpage, they are literally advertising, folks, for people to come and fill the empty seats in the arena. They're paying $50 to people that will come and fill up the empty seats. This is the Democratic Party National Convention, and they're sitting there with somewhere around 20 to 25% of the seats in that auditorium are empty. And if the Bernie Sanders people go through with what they claim they're going to do, they're going to have a bunch more empty seats. I don't like to give Hillary and her crew any advice that might help them, but I will tell y'all this. If they do that, they're making a big mistake, because you go paying people to come in and occupy those seats. You have no idea, kind of like vetting. You have no idea who's coming. You don't. And so they're liable to invite a bunch of troublemakers and pay them $50 in addition. So that would be something. But guys, at that level of politics, when you're talking about the presidency and United States senators and vice president, when you're talking at that level, those guys, to get to that level, have to be great actors, because they've got to lie. They got to cover up. And it's kind of neat when you're up there giving a speech and you've got a license to lie, because you can create a fairy tale that just looks so wonderful. And then at the DNC convention, you know what you got? You got people, to a great part, not all, but to a great part, you got people that are absolutely out in la la land. And they just love the mushy stories that they tell. I understand we have Chad King on the phone. Chad, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Larry.
All right, Chad, let's get a count on how many people yesterday until today have ordered the video.
20.
20.
Mm-hmm.
Did I hear you say 20, Chad?
Yeah, 20. 20.
20. Now there are 7,000 of y'all. 7,000. This video is a tool that we need to save this nation. I understand, guys, that you don't necessarily want to help me with my health. I understand that. I do. But we've been working to get to this day for a long time now. A long time. This is the day when we organize and we strike. Now, I'm going to tell you the math, just so that you know. Just so you know the calculus I have used. Now, Chad, did I just make this stuff up now, or did I do it 11, 12 months ago? Which is it?
12 months ago we made the tape.
All right. Has the plan changed today from 12 months ago to you?
Not at all, no.
Folks, do you hear that?
Not one bit.
This plan has not changed. I knew it a year ago.
It just
the
makes
calculus.
More sense now.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It just makes more sense now, actually.
Well, because now you know the rest of the story. But here's the calculus, and you figure out where you fit in. For us to be able, in the next 100 or so days, to get the message of states' rights. Now, it's the perfect time for states' rights that theoretically I could not have known a year ago. Right, Chad? I couldn't have known a year ago that it was going to be the year when somebody like Donald Trump, a total outsider to politics, and somebody like Bernie Sanders were going to make such a movement, right? Could I have known it back then?
No, that was a long shot.
Well, folks, I felt like the change environment was coming. I knew it was coming. I didn't know it was Trump and I didn't know it was Bernie Sanders, but I knew it was coming. I knew people were to the point of being fed up. Then I figure from the time we start with the CD or with the video that we're going to have to grow to a point to where it spreads through the country. I'm not talking about with Trump. If we get Trump, that's a plus.
They turn on?
Chad, I hear you talking, buddy. Mute your phone. Chad's on a project, folks, and he's still calling in. So if you can, Chad, mute your phone because you're coming through.
Yeah,
guys, the thing is that minimally, if 1,000 get this video and do what I say, what is it that I say? Get the video, watch it minimally 3 times, absorb it, and then at least twice a month, have people view it. Now, if everybody does that, just like I'm telling you, it will spread, it will grow. Now, 1,000 of you probably won't accomplish it. That's the minimum. 2,000 to 3,000 of you. There's 7,714 of you right now. 2,000 to 3,000 of you, for this to work and save the country, have got to get the video. You've got to get it. And you got to watch it 3 times minimally, absorb it, and then show it to people. Twice a month, show it to people. If you do that, it spreads. And those people show people. And those people show more people. And those people show more people still. And then the underlying goal of this whole plan on states' rights, all we got to do is find one issue, one state legislature, one governor. It's all we got to find. But to find it, we've got to have people pushing for it. Now, some of you out there saying, oh, golly, 3,000 people or 2,000 people getting the video, showing it to people can't possibly work. Let me tell you something. That's about 3,000 more than I had spreading the word about the Chronicles. And the Chronicles went everywhere. That's what got Bill Clinton impeached, that Clinton Chronicles, or at least it was the driving force behind that impeachment. And I'm telling you, this video that 20 people have seen is the driving force that gets us states' rights. And by getting states' rights, we save this country for our children and grandchildren. And if enough of us get it and it becomes the talk, as it will, if 2,000 to 3,000 of you actually do what I asked, you know what happens? Then Trump picks it up. When Trump picks it up, it gets us to a broader audience. This election is all about change. People have had it. But there is nobody out there telling people exactly what they can do to save this damn country. Nobody, except that video. Donald Trump says he's going to. Fine. How? Don't take it from me. Take it day before yesterday from Joe Scarborough, or maybe it's yesterday morning. He was telling the truth. Doesn't do it often, but he did. He said, hey, Trump gets elected. You know what? Within 2 days, Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, they'll shut him down flat. He'll not accomplish a thing. Hey, you don't believe that? Let me give you something to think about. If you don't believe that, did y'all know Paul Ryan has a lawsuit right now? Right now, Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House. If Donald Trump gets elected and he goes forward with his immigration plan, building the wall, stopping immigration until we get to some kind of vetting system that'll actually tell us who's coming in, he's got a lawsuit to sue Trump and shut it down. Now, I'll tell you something else. Some of you out there are saying, well, when Donald Trump gets elected, he can do just like Barack Hussein Obama. Tell the caller to hold on, caller, I'm coming to you. He'll do just like Barack, huh? Oh, great. I'm sorry, y'all. If you call in and I don't get right to you, don't hang up. Y'all are saying, well, then Donald Trump can use special orders, presidential special orders, just like Barack Hussein Obama. No, he can't. You want me to tell you why? You see, every one of these special orders Barack Hussein Obama has issued, there's a nasty secret you don't know. If Congress, within 30 days, rescinds that order, the order is null and void. So all of these presidential special orders that are standing today that Obama issued, thank the Republican establishment, because they could have stopped every one of them, but they didn't. But here's what will happen if Donald Trump tries it. Within 10 days or 5 days, they'll have every one of them stopped. They're going to block him up unless we win. How do we win? States' rights. And for those of you that think states' rights, this whole plan, when you get that video, is me. And what makes me so smart? I'm not. That plan was actually designed. It really was by our founding fathers. It was started by our founding fathers. I got this from, I think this is Guinea Pig. Paul Ryan needs to be voted out along with McCain, Marco Polio, Lyndon Cruz, and the rest of them. You're right, Guinea Pig, you betcha. Are you out there, y'all? Are you? It's time for me to do my first commercial. Thanks to the people that have already sent through PayPal. Today is a $500 day. We've probably gotten a little over 100 of it. Help me. Please help me. So that I can come back on the air tomorrow, be well enough to keep going. But just like I told you yesterday, all right, just like I told you, hold on, caller, just like I told you yesterday, if it's down to $20 to me or $20 to that video, there's no doubt you get the video. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, Larry.
Hello.
Greg. How are you today, buddy?
Hey, Greg. This is Greg, y'all, with Leading Edge Radio. Mr. Greg Martin, Dr. Greg Martin. Excuse me, Gregory.
I've been called a lot worse, Larry. And, you know, you and I have been friends a long time, so you just keep calling me Greg, and the listeners can know me by Greg as well. Larry, the reason I called today was because I wanted to, first of all, thank you for your relentless service to our nation. You know, not only have you done it before, but you're still doing it now in the face of great odds. And secondly, I wanted to let the listeners know that, only 20 have gotten the video. I'm actually 21. I think I was one of the first after you guys had made that video. Larry was kind enough to give me a call and asked me to go by Chad's site to download that video. And I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are apprehensive about getting that video, or you're afraid you're going to be on some list, as I've heard Larry say before, you're already on the list. And, you know, it's time to just stand up and be counted. You're not going to do anything that's going to make God mad at you by getting that video. You know, when I downloaded the video, I knew then just how powerful the states' rights video was, what a great job Larry and Chad did on this. And I urge you to not be fearful. Get the video, put it into application, because if you don't have it, quite honestly, you're going to fall behind where Larry is leading. And I don't think any of us want to fall behind. So make sure that you get that video, download it, or order the video, because I believe the video itself is $19.95, and you want to show that to your friends.
Well,
and as Larry mentioned earlier,
Greg, it's $19.99. We don't have time to send DVDs out, so it's strictly order it and download it. That's how tight we are.
Very good, very good. Well, I would urge you to do that. And as Larry, as you mentioned a little while ago, the Clinton Chronicles had fewer people, but I'll tell you what, the Clinton Chronicles was very, very important to our nation. But what we're doing now is just, it's urgent. This is it. This is our last best chance. So please order that video and do so today. If you can't do it during the show, do it after the show. But this is very serious.
Greg, was that video helpful to you?
Larry, I will tell you, whether Chad's on the line or not, yes, the video was extremely, extremely helpful. You know, without the video, people learn different ways. You know, there are audio learners, there are visual learners, and then there are audio visual. And I believe that what you and Chad put together during that time period, when your health was better, by the way, than it is today, is just monumental. And, you know, without that video, we might just have words. Not that your words aren't important, but people can see you in that video and not only see your heart, but hear your heart, which is very important. And I will say that the music on that video, that's a special bonus. I'm sure Larry is not one to toot his horn, but as a very successful studio musician, back during his day, he worked with a lot of famous groups. I'm not going to mention those because Larry would reach through the phone and pull out his Bowie knife on me. But I will tell you that this man is not only very knowledgeable, but also very, very talented. So I am asking you as a favor, if you love your nation, if you love the Lord, if you love your family, if you love yourself, order that video, because you will not be disappointed.
Well, Greg, I'm going to say something, then I want to ask you a question. Folks, listen to me. The reason Chad and I did the video, the way we did the video, and Chad did a masterful job at it, I can't come into every one of your homes, sit down on a couch in front of you and a couple of your neighbors and make a formal presentation. I just can't do it. So we had this video set up to where it's very informal. That's exactly what I try to do. Just come into your home, sit down, and talk to you and explain it. Did we accomplish that, Greg, to your thinking?
Oh, absolutely, Larry. I mean, again, the video is it's very down to earth. You know, if you want to buy a video that is full of production trickery, and I've been involved in the TV business and TV production business off and on, like Larry has for a number of years. You know, if you're looking for a slick piece of production, this probably isn't it. But if you're looking for something that is going to grab the attention of yourself, your friends, your family, coworkers, etc., this is it. It's just not going to be, it's not $1 million production, but it is $1 million production in terms of what it will do for you, for your friends, family, and the country. It is much greater than any. Larry you and Chad could have spent $1 million on it, and I don't think it would have turned out any better because it got
now, I want to say one more thing. One more thing, Greg. Greg and I had a conversation this morning. He's not going to like me telling it to you, but I'm going to tell you. I told Greg that if we don't get enough people out of this audience to do the job that's got to be done, I see no reason to do the show anymore. You know, folks, if you're just here listening for entertainment value, that ain't what I am. That's not what I'm about. I'm here to try to get us to organize up, to form an army, and save this country. Now, Greg, am I lying about talking to you about that?
No, not at all, Larry. Those were your exact words this morning that we discussed, and naturally, I'm a reasonable person, but I also know you pretty darn well, and I know that if you ever feel in your heart, mind, and soul and spirit that you have to go this fight alone, you will, because I know how you're trained, and I know a little bit about how you think, not completely, but a small way. And I will say this, folks, if enough of you are not with Larry, he will fight this battle all by himself on hands and knees in prayer and physically as well. So, the network doesn't make a dime from this video. Larry doesn't make a dime from this video. This is purely for the cost of the video to cover the production for it and whatever else Larry wants to say in that respect. But again, Larry, it would be a sad day for Leading Edge. It would be a very sad day for the country if you decided to go it alone. And I don't think that you're trying to browbeat anyone here, but you're a man of your word. And, naturally, I think I would be kicking and screaming the most about this, not because Leading Edge makes any money from your show, but
you don't charge
because of what
us
you do for the nation. For what you do for this nation, Larry, I would have a hard time letting you go. So I would.
All right. Well, we've got another call, Greg, but I just want you to know, yes, I am browbeating this audience. Everybody in this audience has come here, and just darn near all of you have said you want to fight. You want to do something to save the country. Well, now it's time. Now it's time. And you got to have the tool to do it with. And I'm going to tell you something else. If Chad would give the video away, I wouldn't let him. I would not let him. All of us have got to get skin in this game. This is our nation. Fight for it. Greg, thanks, buddy. We got to go to another caller. Alden, Lori's trying to call in. She says it rings, but there's no answer. All right. Lori, keep calling. Anybody else? Emily, I think you're going to try to call. She watched. All right. While we're waiting for those people to hook back up, folks, I'm telling you, when you call in and somebody's on the line, Chad, you still there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. With Chad on the line, sometimes we have to hold. Listen, I'm time for the second commercial. I got $50, believe it or not, from Alden. This young man, all right, push him through. This is a young man that does this production for nothing. Every day. And yet he still gives. So please, ding the dinger, William. But Remember, if all you can do is $20, then you get the video. Forget about me. Caller, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am. It's Emily. How are you today, Larry?
How are you, Miss Emily? How are you, dear? Did you got it?
I am wonderful.
All right, you sent me a text. You got it.
Yes, sir, I did.
Tell the audience what you think.
I'm sorry?
Tell the audience what you think about it, truly. Don't worry about offending me. You just tell the truth.
Oh, no, you're fine. I absolutely enjoyed it. I think it is exactly what, to put it a good way, is you need the backstory with it to really fully understand where you're going. So if we were to put together like some packets of information, like a presentation for what I'm trying to do, okay? The only thing I would say is that it gets the message. It makes people start thinking. From watching your video, I have over 8 pages front and back of research that I did last night because it refreshed my memory. Well, it refreshed my memory. I was raised in a very political family. It was all about our Constitution, how important our Constitution is. And I'll quote a few people here. Let's see. Remember when we had Pastor Ernie on the other day, and he told us that to be obedient is to fight tyranny, correct?
Right.
So a government without limits is the definition of a tyranny. Pushing the state rights is our number one way to go. I put on the chat an address. I kind of like to give a little bit of homework for some folks. If you really want to know where we're going, and we do have a state with a governor who's ready to roll. He is so sick of Obama. It's ridiculous. Okay.
By the way, thank you, Susan. Susan sent 20, Emily. I'm sorry for butting in. And Emily sent 20 yesterday. Thank you, honey.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime. Just like I said yesterday, and I'll repeat it every time I call in, there are at minimum 7,000 people listening to this right now. If everybody could just give $20 one time, and we've got you 14 months of treatments covered, and we've got to stand behind you. Don't go it alone. Let everybody hold you up in prayer, Larry. You're a baby Christian, just like my husband. I have been all my life. I still learn something new every day. I learn there's a purpose or a reason for something, and that just lifts me up when I know that I could help somebody else, no matter what my circumstance, that I could give to somebody else. I've done God's work that day.
All right. Emily, I'm going to ask you, Chad, if you're there, listen, if you've got any questions for Emily, ask her. Emily, I've got to ask you a question. Does that video, do you think it will help you in sharing with your friends and neighbors, getting them involved? Would you be better off without it or with it?
No, I would rather be with it. And let me tell you why. Some people are so closed-minded, and they're so, to be honest, afraid to even bring up the conversation. I'd like to bring everybody over, like you've suggested, a weekend out of the month or two, and you bring your friends and family over, especially those that are undecided. You may not be able to change the mind of someone. I'll give my sister as an example. She's an atheist, number one. Number two, she's all for Hillary Clinton. But she is a disenfranchised Bernie supporter, okay? And not to get too far off the subject, but last night at the DNC, they raised the height of the 75-mile fence, the one they're giving no coverage on. Just little blips will come out here and there from Fox News. They raised it to like a 12-foot height. This one woman climbed over it to cheers. You've got 75-mile perimeter, and it's packed. That's how many people are Bernie supporters that are disenfranchised. But what this is doing, Larry, it's showing the light, shining the true light of what the Democratic Party is. And earlier when you were mentioning, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, we've got to move to another caller. Let me ask you this, Emily. Sure. Was it worth the $20 you spent?
Absolutely. And you know what my circumstance is, but I found a way to do it. I found a way to do it through prayer. And I just want to say there's a whole lot I'd like to say to you personally. I'd like to help you get your video to churches in Texas. And also, I want to get you the ear of Governor Abbott. He is your man that's pushing for 9 amendments to our Constitution, and it's all about state rights. If we were a people that were not afraid to simply follow and demand that our leaders follow the 10th Amendment, we wouldn't need those amendments that he's proposing. He's proposing those amendments.
Emily, those 9 amendments to the Constitution will never happen, because you've got to get 2/3 of the Congress to agree to it. Then you've got to send it out to the states. 2/3 of the states have to ratify them. It's a process by design that makes it virtually impossible to add or delete from the Constitution. It really is.
Right,
it's there to make it virtually impossible, and it is, especially today.
Certainly, but we're only one governor away from having 2/3. If we vote Republican down the ticket, we might stand a chance.
Well, remember, so many of the governors that are Republicans, let me tell you guys, they're senators and presidents in waiting within the establishment, so many of them. Don't count on them. Don't count on them. But one thing you can count on, Emily, one thing that is as true as the floor you're standing on, is if Abbott and your state legislature and the people of Texas do it just like the video says, we have just saved America. And you don't need those 9 amendments.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And honestly, if everybody would just simply start demanding more of who is elected currently, if everybody would wake up and not be afraid to challenge federal orders, and like Obama has used executive order as he's done that, it's an upside-down pyramid, okay? We, the people at the top, at the widest portion of the base, the middle is local and state government. The bottom, smallest portion of that upside-down pyramid is our federal government. We need to remember that. Thank you so much, Larry, for what you're doing. I'll continue to
Emily.
support.
Thank you so much.
You. You're so welcome.
Right.
I'm glad to help you at any time, any way I can. You have my number.
By the way, Emily, that text number is my number. I can't always take calls because of, my situation with health. But you call, and I will talk with you when I can. Emily, thank you.
Thank you.
And that's
have
an
a great
offer
day,
to
Larry.
all of you. Thanks. Guys, I'm no celebrity. It's hard for me to take the calls coming in from everybody just because I just run out of air. We've got another caller. Caller, are you there? Chad, is there anything you want to add before the caller comes on?
No, I'm good. I'm enjoying this. Go ahead.
All right. Caller, who are you?
Hello, this is Lori.
Hello, Lori. How are you, dear?
I'm good. I wanted to call in and tell everybody who's listening about this video that we watched last night in our home. There was several of us sitting there watching it, and the Revelation 2.0. We've only watched it one
Revolution,
time.
Revolution.
Revolution. Sorry, Revolution.
Right.
Yes, because that's what we need here is a revolution, right, Larry?
Right.
Okay, we've only watched it one time, but like Larry says, we're going to watch it some more. Not just us, but we're going to bring a lot of more people in to listen to it, because I'm telling you, you guys got to get this video and watch it. Larry goes into detail about what's common sense, what we need to do. That if what we need to do to implement it, and if we do it like Larry suggests in his plan in the video, it will resolve most of our major problems going on in this country right now. Number one being illegal immigration, lack of jobs, and the most important thing is the safety part of the terrorist problem. This is only just the beginning. I mean, what we're seeing over in Europe is coming here. And one of the comments in the room after watching this film and was agreed to by everybody was, why isn't Donald Trump telling us about this? And I say, why don't the American people know that we have this power given to us by our founding fathers? This is why they put it in the Constitution, because they came here to get away from the kind of government we have now. And they knew that one day we would be facing the same evil power against us. And that's why it's in the Constitution. And I just thank God for Larry's first of all, I thank God for the founding fathers' foresight that what I believe was given to them by God, and I thank God for Larry's passion to make us aware of what we need to do. So don't put your faith in just one person. Donald Trump even says that it's not about him, that he's just a messenger for us, for this movement, and this is a movement. One man cannot fix Washington.
You know, Lori, the purpose of the video for all of you, for every single one of you, it's something you can do.
Right.
As a matter of fact, it's something y'all must do for the country. You're not doing it for me. I'm not doing it for you. This fight I'm in for my grandbabies. And yes, I'm in it for your grandbabies. But I'm going to tell you, what are you? What do you call yourself? What do you call yourself when you won't get the video? You can take it to your state rep, set him down or her, and make them watch it. You can take it to your state senator, set them down, make them watch it. They'll learn from it. I promise you they will. Will they not, Lori?
That's right. Absolutely. And, you know, I've heard a lot of what you say in the video from little bits and pieces here and there from different people. But the way you put it all together in the video, it just makes so much sense. And it's so easy to implement. And we don't need a Donald Trump to do it. We can do it ourselves.
By the way, we got 20 from Acacia. I hope I pronounced that right. Acacia Design. Thank you so much. You know, Lori, does the video, you seen it for the first time, did it move you at all? I got to know. Does it move you towards action?
I tell you what it did to move me. It moved me not only to show it to as many people as I can get to watch it, but it also moved me to know that we don't have to put our faith in just one man. We are the ones that they've given us this power to move and take action. And I live in California, so I was telling Larry about this earlier. I live in California, and so the battle is even worse here than you guys in the rest of the country. You don't even know how bad it is here. And we think that we have no chance. But with this plan that Larry's implemented, that he wants us to implement in this video, it's all you need to do is just get a few people that are powerful enough that can start helping us to implement it. And, you know, there are good people in the state of California and still in Congress. And if we get the right people to pay attention, then they can move this plan forward for us. But we have to tell them about it. And enough of us have to get behind it to convince them that they need to get it implemented.
You know, Lori, to me, y'all don't believe me. 7,714 of you out there right now don't believe me, and I hate it. Because I don't know which one of the 14, I have no idea which one of you is going to be the person that's going to show the video to the person that's going to take it and make it happen. I don't know. Do y'all know? Do you know? Any of you know? You don't. The only way we find out is to get it and get it before people. And then the people you show it to, you know what they're going to do? They're going to get it, and they're going to start their groups, and they're going to show it. Then those people are going to get it, and they're going to show it to their groups. Now, do you understand we got a little over 100 days to pull this off? Now, that's by design. I didn't want to do it 6 months ago. Ask Chad. It's now. It is now. The country's ready. The people are ready. The people have had it. They have. And we've got to give it
Larry,
to them.
can I say something about California?
Yes, ma'am.
I got a question for her. Okay.
All right, ask Lori a question.
No, go ahead, Lori. Say what you want. I want to hear about California.
Okay, I wanted all those people who are in California. I'm in San Diego, and this is the most conservative part of California. But every time there's election, we just get overwhelmed by the rest of the state taking over with the liberal. The other states, part of the states, is so liberal. But there is a man out there who has this same perspective that Larry has, and his name is Duncan Hunter. And I recommend that everybody in California, I don't care if he's in your district or not, that you just bombard him with this information about this video, that he needs to watch it and send him the link, because that's what I'm doing when I get off the phone.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Okay. I have a question for you, Lori.
Sure.
Now watching it, does it surprise you that we made that 10 months ago? In other words,
actually said, Larry, why didn't you put this thing out earlier? And he said, Larry knows the right timing on things, and he
does. But I mean, look at today's event and what's unfolding, and we made that 10 months ago. We didn't know.
And it's like, is this Chad?
Yeah, you're talking to Chad.
Thank you so much, Chad, for doing this with Larry, and thanks for listening to Larry and doing it the way Larry wanted to do it. Thank you. That was critical. We've got to listen to Larry. Larry understands these things better than we do. We're out here just living our normal life, and Larry's been in the pit fighting against these people for so long. He knows. We need to listen to Larry, and I thank you for listening to Larry and just doing that interview the way you did it. It was perfect, because he was like in our living room talking to us one-on-one.
Well, thank you. It means a lot. Believe me, it means a lot. So I hope everybody else is listening, because this really is the key to everything, and it's not very difficult to figure it out. We just have to get it in front of our friends and family and our congressmen, basically.
Right.
Now, Lori, Chad, one thing that I think maybe the audience needs to know. Now, remember, there's 7,714 of you right now. 3,000 of you, I demand, if you want to save this country, get this tool and use it. Now, it not only talks about states' rights, but, Chad, it talks about immigration, doesn't it? Illegal immigrants.
Illegal immigration, yes. And it talks about how we can bring our jobs back by fixing illegal immigration.
In a common sense way.
Then it also talks, does it not, Lori, about the Muslim problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just common sense. It really is. And I'm surprised no one's ever put this together in this way before and presented it to us, so we can see how this plan that Larry goes into detail about in the video, how he goes into detail about how this is going to resolve some major issues, and the domino effect from this is going to resolve even more other issues that we don't even know we have. I mean, living in San Diego, we see this problem all the time, and if we could just implement even part of this plan, it's going to take care of a lot of problems right here in San Diego.
Now, guys, you're going to think that I'm lying, but I'm not. What, Lori, does the plan to stop the Muslims and the illegal immigration stuff, what does this plan call for and cost, essentially?
Oh, it doesn't cost 1 cent. Not 1 cent. We don't need to go out and build a wall, because all that's doing is creating anger between the people who have families that live down in Mexico, and part of their families here. I know I've employed 2 employees that work for me whose most of their family lives down in Mexico, and trying to convince them that Donald Trump is the man they need to vote for is so hard because of the kind of things Donald's saying, like putting up a wall. I mean, we don't need to put up a wall. All we need to do is do this simple thing. And you got to watch the video. And don't tell them what's in the video, Larry. Make them go watch it, because they need to see it within context.
I'll do it. Lori, we've got to run, hon. We got another call in a little bit of time. Thank you so much, again, Lori. Thanks for what you do with your foundation to help me. And by the way, before Lori goes, Before Lori goes, folks, it's time for that third commercial. I need your help. You can go to PayPal, of course, nicholslive@aol.com. But where can they go, Lori, if they want a tax-exempt receipt? Oh, she's gone. Anyway, she can Alden will put it up on the YouTube site. We've got another caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Larry.
Yes.
This is Michael from Tacoma.
Hey, Michael, how's Virginia?
Doing fine. We bought the video yesterday and saw it last night, and it's an excellent video. I want to tell you one thing that is humorous. We were able to see Ralph in the ending of it. And if you remember, a friend of ours sent you the Rainbow Bridge thing about the animals that pass over. And so it was beautiful to be able to see Ralph in it, too. And I'll tell you that the spirit moves in what you're doing. And it is something that people can use and do, because it is the only thing that we have right now in we the people available to do something against what we're fighting against. We're fighting against a tyrannical government that is in control of everything. And for the last 60 years or more, we have been brainwashed to look only to Washington and not to do something on the local level.
That's right.
And so I think your video is excellent, Larry. It really is, and it's high quality. I think Chad should be highly recommended for continuing to do the work he's doing, and it's just beautiful. I just wanted to let you know that.
Well, Michael, thank you. And, you know, Michael, I'd like for you to kind of say something so people know. You've talked to me off the air, right? You're in Virginia.
Right.
Am I a regular person or a celebrity?
You're a regular person. We don't talk to anybody that's not real.
Anybody that'll fight a skunk.
Anybody that'll skunk, they're going to smell like it. And you're down to earth and you're real. And that's what matters. There's a lot of people like you used, we were talking to you the other day, and you used the word, there's a lot of people that are genuine, but how many people are real? And by real, they mean they're down to earth, they're gut level, they're expressing their heart and the feelings that they have that need to be expressed, and they let God work through them. And one thing I want to say to you, Larry, this above all things, I know there are 7,000 people, and I know that even half of them were to do the work, we'd really move it along. But the most important thing is that we're like Gideon in the Old Testament. Sometimes it's a small number, but God is going to use the remnant. He always did and always will, and he does not. There is hope in the remnant. And the few people that are even donating to you, I know, because people are selfish and they don't think about others like they should, because we've been brainwashed to be I, me. But I know, Larry, that in your heart, you're doing the right thing, and I am with you. Virginia's with you. All of our friends and family are with you in this whole battle, and we do the best we can from our little vantage point here and far off the la-la land of the liberal land that we live in.
Well, Chad, you want to say something to Michael? Michael's a dear friend. What do you...
Yeah. Well, I want to just let everyone know that this isn't just about watching the video and you know, saying how great it is and all that and getting an education. You're going to put the audience to work.
Absolutely.
And so the reason we're pushing so hard for you guys to watch the videos, because when Larry says, when we finally get, you know, 1 state, 2 states, 3 states or whatever, you know, Larry's going to tell you guys what to do. So we need everybody on the same page, right, Michael?
That's exactly right. You have to do. Too many people are like pew warmers in the church. We got a lot of pew warmers, but we don't have no activity, and that's what God is trying to get us to do through Larry and through people like yourself, Chad. We're trying to get people to do something, and be something that is real. And that's why I am wholeheartedly behind what Larry's saying, what you've done, and I, will bless you as much as I can.
Well, Michael, thank you so much. We got 5 minutes, folks. Michael, Virginia, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
Larry.
you.
We'll talk later.
Very soon, yes.
Okay.
You know, guys, I want to say this to Chad. You know, Chad and I kind of had a tiff. And there are reasons that you have tiffs between people. It's going to happen. But I want to thank you, Chad, for doing this video. Without this, we would truly have no chance. No chance. And especially doing it when you did. And, you know, guys, Chad wanted to do a contemporary new version of the Clinton Chronicles. And I said, no, I wouldn't do that. This is what I wanted to do. And, you know, Chad put up all the money. He did everything. And it takes a big man to put the kind of money he did into something that wasn't exactly what he set out to do. I hope now, Chad, you see that there was a method to my madness, and hopefully you see that we were.
Once we finished recording it, remember in that hotel room, that's when I knew that this was going to cause a major change if we could just get it in front of enough people. So it sounds like it's yeah. So order it, everyone, please. Order it and own it. And,
that's right.
And call in and tell us what you think about it. Even if you don't like it, call us and tell us. But I have a feeling you're going to like it.
Well, you know, I got this from a listener that said, should people put off any financial decisions that would create debt until after the elections, Jerry? You know, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not good. I don't like to tell y'all what to do. But I will say this, Jerry, relative to the economy. This economy is on a razor's edge. And I would be careful, all of you. I mean it. I would be careful, all of you. But, Chad, we're going to try to get the number of people to get this video. Now, remember the rules, guys. If you're just going to get the video and you're just going to watch it, don't bother. Don't bother. I know that sounds crazy, and Chad probably doesn't like that, but don't bother. Don't do that. I want you to, you're going to have to be in this thing. You've got a job to do. Now, I can't tell y'all how many people have asked me over and over and over again, when are we going to get started? When are you going to give us something to do? Well, folks, it's here now. You have it. I need 2,000 to 3,000 minimal right away to get the video and then go by the rules. Watch it minimally 3 times, absorb it, and then at least twice a month for the next 3 months. That's all we're talking, twice a month for the next 3 months. Invite people to come see it and include it in that group to come see it. Included in that group you want to show it to is your state representative and your state senators. All right, folks, we're out of time. Chad, we're out of time, buddy. Any last quick word?
No, God bless everyone.
All right, buddy. Thanks. All right, folks. You know the drill. Now, I'm pretty way short of the 500, so if you can help. But again, don't send me anything if it's that or the video. Get the video. But I need your help. See you tomorrow if I can.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of, one in a lullaby.